Hey guys. So I just want to test to make sure you guys can see me. Hey, I'm not going to be very long today, but I'm also going to give you guys a few minutes to join in. I really want to talk about something that I've noticed quite a few people are struggling with. A lot of people email me. Uh oh. I hear myself. Hold on. Okay. So welcome. This is an area where a lot of people say, Danielle, I'm getting callbacks, but I've noticed that they are not moving forward with me. And so I just want to let you know that a lot of the times in the tech industry and with a lot of bigger companies right now, like your Amazons, your Oracles, your Googles, they are on a massive hiring spree. And what that means is that they have a lot of roles to fill. So, despite what you feel or think, there are hiring sprees happening throughout the US for both in person and remote roles. One of the reasons why it feels so inaccessible and it feels so hard is because the recruiters are hiring people from different industries. And so, this is what I like to tell people: tech is not, back in the day, tech used to be something if you're doing coding, if you're some type of software engineer, some type of developer, you're tech. No. So Amazon is hiring people from all types of backgrounds. I just recently had a client. I tell people this all the time. You can't assume because she just had a VP's position offered to her this year, and she's from the medical field. So tech is everywhere. It's moving and it's grooving, and a lot of companies are growing at a very quick rate. And so, with that being said, what you have to understand is these recruiters are kind of looking for you to kind of connect the dots for them. They have a lot of people they have to call, and they are looking for you to kind of connect those dots for them. So let's go ahead and jump into it so we can go over exactly what I mean by connecting those dots, because this is an area a lot of people get stuck on, and you're not alone. So welcome. If you guys have questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to get back with you. And I'll probably be going live again tomorrow. Okay. So, first thing first is understand the disconnect. If you have a background where you have 15 to 20 years and you're applying for strategic partnerships with Amazon, when you get on the phone interview and the recruiter says, okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself. What she's looking for you to do is tell her how the role you performed in recently or your background relates to the job you applied for. That's it. Don't start telling this woman, where you went to school, how many people you know. She's not really asking you about your background. She's looking for you to connect the dots. And so I'll give you an example. If the role is for strategic partnerships and you're supposed to grow and develop a team, and you're responsible for KPIs and communicating that to an executive team, when you get on the phone, make a note of that in a notebook and just kind of have that ready. So when she asks you, hey, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay, thanks, Rebecca, for having me on. So I'm excited to apply for this position because it easily correlates and overlaps exactly what I've already performed, the role I've already performed in, and what I'm currently doing right now. And so my background is one where I've been very hands-on with building teams, with having interface and interaction with key stakeholders like the executive board. And so right there, you connecting the dots and you get right to the point. But if you just start talking about your resume, the recruiter is not a technical one with a technical background. Recruiters are typically very young, and that means they probably don't really know much about your industry. So also keep in mind they're writing. Okay. And so if you're connecting the dots and you're using the right words to tie in, more than likely you'll make it to the next round. But if you're speaking the language of your industry and you're only talking about the medical field, or engineering, oil and gas, and you're interviewing with Oracle, you're not connecting the dots for her. And so a lot of people also get very long-winded when they ask you, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Basically, what that recruiter is saying is connect the dots for me because I need to relay this back to the hiring team. Okay, so that's the first place a lot of people get lost. The second place a lot of people get lost, and if you have questions, guys, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll come to the end of this and go through and review them. Okay. So that's the second part. The second part is anchor your qualifications. Okay. Again, the recruiter, when you get your resume in front of a recruiter, they're not going to read the entire resume. So a lot of people always ask me, is my resume too long? The recruiter won't even go through your entire resume. So I don't see a reason for people to have resumes that's 5 and 6, 7 pages long. Those recruiters are not going to go through all of that. That's just, you get what I'm saying? Like, you caught their eye, so stay with what caught their attention. Anchor yourself in your qualifications. Okay. So again, if you have a PMP certification, if you have some type of continuous improvement training, if you're bilingual, if you have some type of training with developing teams, or you went to school for your MBA specific to what you're applying for, you have to anchor your qualifications, because I say this over and over. That recruiter is writing and she's making notes. So if she's writing and making notes, you make it easier for her to anchor down, like, okay, this is how they're qualified. So number one, you go through the list of connecting the dots for her, and then you close with talking about your qualifications. With those two factors, those things typically get my clients right through the door to get to the next part of the interview, where you're actually in front of the hiring team or hiring managers. So this is where a lot of people typically get stuck, because the catch-22 with the phone interview, you don't see a face. Even if you do, it's very easy to go off tangent. It's very easy to kind of fumble and stumble your way through and not really know what to say. Because if you're just saying, oh, I have this, I have that, you're excited for the opportunity, you're a little bit desperate, it starts to show when you start talking. And so I always like to tell people, right now, after this, you need to record and time yourself going through these 2 points that I just showed you within a 5-minute range. It should not be longer than 3 to 5 minutes. Actually, it should be an elevator pitch. So the time it takes you to get on the elevator and ride to the top of a building, pretty much a minute, maybe 90 seconds for you to pitch that. That's how quick you should be able to run that down, connect the dots, anchor in your qualifications, and then you move into asking her questions, okay? If you kind of start most people, when it gets quiet, they start talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And so that's not what that recruiter is looking for. So just kind of wanted to run through that. Tomorrow, I will run through the behavior questions. A lot of the times, my clients get stuck there too, because when you're interviewing for a leadership opportunity, they don't really care at that point too much about the technical. They want to know a little bit more about your leadership style, the way you lead, if you have experience, how you deal with key stakeholders, interacting, and things like that. And so those behavior questions really can trip you up, because it is not something that they're looking for you to tie nice with a bow. They are looking for you to problem solve. A lot of people ask me to talk about the STAR method, which is something that Amazon will refer you to quite a bit. And we'll go over that tomorrow. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, because I'm going to be going live all the way up until Sunday. For those of you who want your resume and your cover letters done, and you want for me to prep you for your interviews, make sure you join. I've sent out emails all this week to let you guys know that I have a program called From Resume to Performance Portfolio. This is to get you in front of those recruiters for these opportunities that are booming right now in the market. Yes, the opportunity is there, but if you're not positioned correctly and you really don't know how to convey what you do, you'll miss the boat on that, and then the competition will probably eat you up. So I really am excited about this, because with so many corporations diversifying their talent pool, this is an opportunity for a lot of African Americans to get in there. So it is definitely worth the investment. I sent you an email where I talked about my first time investing in executive services, and it's the best thing I ever did, because it really took my career and my salary to a place I don't think I could have taken it myself. The panel interview is where a lot of people get nervous. Amazon and Microsoft are notorious for this. And so in that program, I'll be prepping you for that as well. So if you don't really know what that program includes, I'll be sending you an email out on that today when I send out the reminder to come watch this live. If you have any questions, let me see if anybody dropped a question. Not many people, because I didn't really plan this one. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always like to entertain any questions people have, because this is a time to learn and spend time with someone who's willing to invest in you learning. And I really am passionate about this platform because, like I said, I don't really see anyone helping people of color kind of get to the opportunities on the market. So make sure you like, subscribe, and follow so you can always get these notifications when I'm going live. And I'll be back on tomorrow to kind of take you guys through what we talked about today, which is leading into those leadership questions. You don't want to miss that one. So turn your notifications on because I'm going to start up another live again. Thank you so much, guys. God bless.